This video is called Asking for Help. It is a deep topic that I have been exploring with a dear friend of mine, which we have been recently in a romantic, intimate relationship and sexual relationship. And now we have come to the conclusion that what she wants and what I want are not aligned. Which like we come to the conclusion that we at least now we're not a match, and we decided to break up the romantic part. And then are exploring how can we transition towards becoming friends. And I observe two very big parts coming up in me in this transition, in this period. The one part is this part that wants to run away. And I recognize very deep avoidant parts in me. And this part is basically telling like, yeah, you need space with yourself, you need solitude, you need intentional aloneness, you need to be away from the person that you've been with. And these parts take a lot of space in me, I notice. And then I have this other part, which is broadly me, or in me, which is this clinging part. And this part are just want to be held. This part I feel is searching for validation outside and is searching for safety outside of myself. And it's looking for this towards women, towards having a lot of stuff, towards other men in different areas. But it's also very strong in the relationships I have. And this whole video is about asking for help. And just before I'm sitting here now, this is very fresh because I had a very strong, very good, deep check-in with this person I've been with. And I opened myself up. This is what she and I is practicing, is we're having a truth relationship. That is, we're creating a space where all of these difficult parts can come, feel safe to be able to be expressed. So I shared everything. I shared this part that I want to run away. I shared this part that is looking at her and just want to hug, just want to be close. And like, if you recognize yourself in this, of course you recognize it just takes so much space. Like these parts that want to run away, it feels like you're just taking the whole space in me, or a lot space in. It's like so much space, and it's like alarm, 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 and it's almost like it's taking over the steering of the ship. And I feel like I'm talking a lot from experience regarding how these patterns, the avoidant pattern and the clinging pattern, is happening in me. And also a potential big part of our society, which is this idea that we are supposed to be with ourselves. We're supposed to be regulate ourselves. We're supposed to deal with all our stuff ourselves. And I recognize that in me as a man is coming a lot up in these ideas of solitude. This idea that a man needs to go and be with himself, and in the aloneness everything will be fixed in a way. And that's very interesting to question. Why is that thought there? Or why does that thought have so much validity in a way? So we're having the check-in and we're just exploring this, and I recognize the difficult thing is to really be open to share everything that is in me, but just opening up gradually, and then feeling what is true in my, at least for me, is very much in my stomach. And we landed on that, at least I landed, how I feel it now, is that I landed on, I was like, fuck, shit, what if I ask this person that she and I are transitioning towards a relationship together, what if I ask her for help with allowing, like, what if I ask her for help for that I can create a space where I can be with myself in a way. And I recognize one of the most important thing for me now, where I am now, is that I create the condition, the space, the container where I can show myself in such a deepest and most pure like action-based way to myself, that I commit to myself. And I feel that is really like one of my most difficult things, is to commit to a partner, commit to anything actually. And my understanding and my intuition is telling me that this is because I do not commit to myself. That is the root thing. So this person I've been with, I have deep problems committing to this person because I have never truly, wholesomely committed to myself first. So before I manage to commit to myself, then I can never truly commit to anyone else. Because I will just go into this pattern of avoiding, of craving, and being insecure, and it feels like there's a part of me that's like, okay, I don't trust you. Like the part in me is telling me that I don't trust you because you have not shown me, this part, that you commit to me. Before I commit to myself, I will never have the capacity to commit to anything else. So, of course, that's why I'm also in this community. I am staying here now. I lived here 3 years, and I committed to this whole garden, which I'm sitting in right now. And I'm practicing committing back and again with this person I am now creating a friendship with. And the theme of this video is asking for help. I feel like in at least the Western society, this thought that you need to be independent, this thought that, I'm not saying it's wrong to have some period with oneself, I think that can be very healthy. And I think any person that really wants to be serious with their own personal development needs to go through the period of being with oneself, to be okay with being with oneself and not craving and needing others for validation. But that can be I'm just exploring, like just actually asking for help. And like, if you think that you are healing yourself by being alone, I feel that that's very wrong in my experience. Like, true healing is in relationships with people, relationship to the earth, relationship to a garden, relationship to a community. So by asking for help from friends, from anyone, like me asking for help from you that's watching this to support me in subscribing to Substack, which I have now, like this act of asking for help, I feel it's just so underrated and so also is so important. Yeah, so I asked her, the one person I've been really transitioning towards friendship, can you help me in becoming more okay being with myself? Can you help me to choose myself? And the tricky thing, which I bet many people can recognize themselves with, especially those that are very avoidant, if you are, is to, instead of running away, is to ask for help instead. Is to choose to stay long enough that you feel safe being with a person. And I know from experience how extremely difficult it is, and I am not saying it is easy. It is one of the hardest things I have ever done in my life. That is to choose to not run away, but stay, coming back to a person, coming back to a relationship, or a friendship, or a place, or a community. So ask for help. Like, what I personally need to do regarding my own growth in being more with, like centering money, income from the values I create online and with people, I just fucking need to take this hand and reach out and ask for help. And that's such a interesting and also difficult thing to do. Like, if you have some difficulties in yourself, and like asking for help from a friend to even share a burden. Like, why do we have this thought that that a man should hold all the burdens himself? For example, I see that thought in me. I see it coming up many times. Like, oh yeah, I should regulate myself. I should be able to be with myself, and I should, by there all no means, ask anyone for help to be with my feelings, for example, or to need anyone. It's just so prevailing, like this is so deep, this thought, and like, why? And I encourage myself to ask more help, ask for more help from more people. And it's just like, it seems like it's so easy, but it's also so difficult. And especially I notice this in my own triggers. When I'm deep in a trigger and my body is like blocking, like I don't want to meet people, then that is the most difficult time to ask for help. But it's probably the most important time to ask for help. To say that I'm hurting so much. For example, to say I feel all these triggers, I feel this hurt, it's very difficult. Can you help me to hold me? Can you help to be a supportive figure? I feel like just saying that is like something wrong with that, you know? Do you know that? Do you feel that yourself maybe? I put this quote here from Marcus Aurelius, one of the very good emperors in the Roman era. I put this quote here because I don't remember exactly, but he says something about like when a soldier is nothing wrong with asking for help if you are a soldier and you're climbing up a wall to attack the enemy from another friend to get up. He was just talking about like there's nothing wrong with asking for help. And that is like, this sits very deep in me to ask for help. And I felt when I did, like in the check-in we had, in a conversation, I felt I was really coming to this conclusion myself, with also help from this person, and of course also help from many other friends. But I was just like, oh my God, what I really need is to be able to physically come towards this person, which this one part of me is really clinging, and come closer and together and hug or be very like close to each other. So I can feel all this clinging and also this other part I want to run away. But I can say, oh, I'm here with you. And then by asking for help from this person, it just felt so wonderful. Yeah, so the topic is asking for help. And it's like I'm allowed to ask for help from people to share my burden, for example. But that's very different than saying, for example, that I want to make you responsible or you responsible for holding me entirely. That is very different, I feel. That is making some other person responsible for the things you're going through. And then you're not taking responsibility yourself. So there's definitely a balance there. And this is just something I explore myself. So this notion, this idea of asking for help instead of running away, that feels very important to me, and it feels like the person which I'm transitioning towards friendship with, it's like asking, can you help me in my triggers so that you can help me transition this, instead of saying that I need this and this amount of solitude, for example, away from you. Not saying that solitude and this intentional loneliness ideas are bad. I am just now opening, questioning it a little bit, and where does it actually come from? And the like relationships the relation you have with people is the best opportunity you have for healing. When you're with someone together, you have an opportunity to feel your triggers. And in that space, with the person, you have an opportunity to heal. If you distance yourself and think that everything is going to work itself in a cave, that will maybe help, but I'm just saying that in my experience, and this is something like I'm really, really, there's so many parts of me that just want to run away. But I'm just exploring and feeling into also this, like how, like true healing in a way is with people, is with a partner, whatever is happening. And this is really the most difficult thing. Like you see, like when you really, really, really want to run away, instead of saying like I need to run away, I need distance, and then just do that, ask for help instead. And that can be, I'm having so many difficulties now, and I feel like I just need to run away. Can you help me? Can we sit together and share it? Can you even hold me? Like just this thought of being held. That I ask someone to hold me for a period, for example. That is also something that just like feels a bit wrong. And why? I think I feel like it's coming from some kind of deep thought in our way we look at man, for example. That a man, like I'm going a bit in circles maybe, but like a man is just supposed to regulate everything himself, and is supposed to hold everything, all the emotions himself, and like just asking for help, it's looked as a weakness, I think, in our society, in different ways. Like asking for help when you're working, or asking for help at a store where something is when you're looking for something. Like, no, a man should find everything himself. A man should be able to hold everything himself. Why? Why do we think that? And is that really healthy? I'm feeling like it's not really, because it separates the man from a group of people. It says really, in some way, I feel it says that a man should be by like a lone wolf in some way. Like a man should be just with himself and regulate everything himself, and by no means asking someone else for help. And but I feel like really the brave thing is actually to ask for help and say that right now I need to be held, actually. And personally for me, I need to show myself that I have it in me to be there with myself. And by asking this person help with making that possible, that I feel is true healing. True healing in the sense that it's more effective in a way. And the more running away part would be say that I need this and this space. Because if I just go away from her now and I go into solitude, how much do I actually work with these patterns? Probably they will just stay there and rest, and they will resurface with another person. So yeah, ask for help with anything. If you go into a store and you're looking for something, and you feel this thought coming up, and you're like, yeah, maybe like a man shouldn't ask for help. just ask for help. Like this, the people working in the store are there for you. And just ask for help to find your way. And if you have something very difficult coming up in you, ask friends for help. People love to help. I love to help people. It makes me feel so good when I can put myself in a position where I can help someone, and I feel that I actually have something I can offer someone with helping. That is such a profound, beautiful gift you can give to anyone, is asking for help. Because when you ask for help, you create a condition where a person can be experienced being helpful. And that is so meaningful, like in human relation, feeling that I can, like the feeling that I can experience that I am helpful, it's so good. So just asking for help for anything. And that can just be a practice for a month. Like this month, I'm gonna ask as many people for help as I can. And just experience how does it feel. And like I just encourage everyone here to just ask questions, and then observe how does that make you feel. And if you have any parts that is saying maybe like you shouldn't ask questions, or you should be more independent with yourself. And again, if I, for example, ask you, do you want to be the source of my total happiness? That is way too much. That is not taking responsibility for me. But that is again something different from asking for help because yeah, like we are meant to live together. Like humans are, us earth people are meant to live together. We are not meant to be separate. We are not meant to be so independent that we're supposed to do everything ourselves. It is okay to ask, and I'm saying this very much to myself also, it is okay to ask for help for things that is difficult. I offer thanks to this garden, I offer thanks to the community I live in. I offer thanks for all the people that I have around me, which I can ask for help and say that I'm really struggling and I need help. And you heal most fullest, I feel, when you're choosing to be in a relationship instead of being alone and asking for help. Thank you.